Hello and welcome to the first Power Rangers Fridays. Today we are checking out one of the originals, Billy Cranston, the Blue Ranger. Power Rangers Fridays. I am hooked on the Hasbro Power Rangers Lightning Collection, featuring Power Rangers and villains old and new. This collection features wave after wave of exciting action figures with amazing articulation, sculpting, and design. I've been collecting these awesome figures for the last few months and will share a different figure in my growing collection each Friday. Plus, my guesses for the next wave of figures to be released, my wish list for characters I want to see, and other special Power Rangers programming. Power Rangers Fridays! Now, before we dive in and take a closer look at the figure itself, let's take a look at what's in the box with Billy Cranston, the Blue Ranger. This 6-inch Lightning Collection Blue Ranger figure features premium paint and decorative details inspired by the show, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, with over 20 points of articulation for high posability, swappable heads to display the Ranger with or without his helmet, plus power lance and other character-inspired accessories, glass effect piece, and an extra pair of hands for more ways to play or display. And with the side-by-side comparison, it looks just like the actor Billy Yost, not a bad look-alike. As you saw, Billy's got some pretty cool accessories. He does come with the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers blaster, and cool thing about Billy is he does come with a belt and a holster. Not all the Power Rangers come with those, by the way. He does come with a couple of different hands, and he comes with two different versions of this staff, which is interesting because it's the same staff, but one version is basically apart, and the other version, this, is together. And I don't know, it's kind of weird because I feel like they could have put a little adjoining piece here, and you could have just slipped the two staves together and had one weapon, and then, you know, Billy could had a different accessory to go with him, I guess. I don't know what that accessory would have been, but, you know, that would have added a little bit more variety for him. But, so let's look at this character model. The diamonds on the feet look good. The paint job looks okay. A little blemish right there at the tips, but that's okay. He's got pretty good movement in his joints. I've already gone through a couple of these Mighty Morphin, the Hasbro Lightning Collection Power Rangers. Some of them have really bad joints. In fact, when I eventually get to the review of the Shadow Ranger, Anubis Kruger from Power Rangers SPD, one of his feet does not move at all. So this guy actually has really great movement in comparison to some of the other ones that I have on my shelf. And yeah, he's Billy. Well, his hand could be a little tighter there. Let's see. The joints are good here. The paint job is a little wonky here in the chest. Let's see here if you guys can see that. It's a little bit different color between the white of his diamonds and the white of this interior arm. So that's a little off, but it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. He's got the Triceratops head, because he is Triceratops! Morphin' time! So there you go, man. Billy Cranston. And, oh, you know what? We've got some fun facts. Let's get to some fun facts. Fun fact number 1, Billy Cranston, the Blue Power Ranger, was played by the actor David Yost, and to date is the only Power Ranger to hold the same position for the longest time. He was on 3 years of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers without ever switching colors. Kimberly Ann Hart, who played the Pink Ranger, or Amy Jo Johnson, who played the Pink Ranger, was the longest serving female Ranger and Pink Ranger of all time. Billy Cranston lasted from the first season of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers to the second season, and then he was in the movie, which apparently is not part of that universe. He was in the third season when, then he was in the season when they became ninja, and then he was no longer a Power Ranger, but he was part of the Zeo season. So there you go, man. Fun fact number 1. Fun fact number 2. Power Rangers is actually an Americanized version of Japanese Super Sentai, specifically the Super Sentai series called Dinosaur Squadron Z Ranger, which aired in 1992, or Dinosaur Team Beast Ranger. This is most evident in the combat scenes, which are obviously stock footage from an older series. Now, the fun thing about Power Rangers is I was not personally a really big fan of the Power Rangers when they originally aired, mainly because I grew up with Voltron, and the Power Rangers to me was just a total knockoff of Voltron Force. But as I learned later, Voltron was actually a knockoff of Super Sentai, which had come out earlier in the 70s back in Japan. So, as a lot of people my age were like, I don't like Power Rangers, it's copying from Voltron, people even older than us were like, actually, they're both borrowing from Super Sentai. So overall, I really dig the Blue Ranger. He's my first Mighty Morphin Power Ranger that I was able to get of the Hasbro Lightning Collection, and I'm interested in getting the entire line. Now, I have gotten the White Ranger, the Green Ranger, a putty, but I still am trying to get the Red Ranger, a Pink Ranger, the Yellow Ranger, and the Black Ranger from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the original. But we'll get to those later on in this series of Power Rangers Fridays. Thanks so much for watching this first episode. Don't forget to support on Patreon, patreon.com/HambyPlaysGames. We will have a new episode coming out every single Friday for the next few months. So thank you so much for supporting on Patreon. Don't forget, new toy review videos every Monday and new Power Rangers every single Friday for the next few months. Next week, we will have, well, we're going to stay with the Mighty Morphin era, so we will either have the original Green Ranger Tommy, or we will have the original White Ranger Tommy, who was the original Hasbro Lightning Collection toy released. So stay tuned for next week. It's going to be a Tommy or Tommy.